Alright, hello guys, and welcome to another one of my review episodes. Today we are going to be reviewing the NukaWorld DLC. I have been playing it for the past week or so. Played it right after I played Far Harbor. Was a little scared to play it because everyone in the reviews was like really hating it and said it was like the worst, and and I was like, wow, okay. But another couple of my friends really recommended it, and I really like the look of it. Like, I like the look of the NukaWorld. And so I thought, I'm gonna just try it. It was on sale, so I went and I bought it. I liked it well enough. I really don't see why people hated it to the degree that they did. I do agree with some of the complaints, and I can see why people are frustrated. But I think it being like the worst DLC ever is a little bit extreme, and like just the horrible reviews it was getting, I think is a little extreme. I really don't think it was that bad. But I'll go over what I liked and what I didn't like. I obviously the best part of the DLC was the just the environments. Just the NukaWorld look, the NukaWorld like music, the NukaWorld mascots, like the NukaWorld, what was it? The hint mission. I forget what it was called exactly, but you basically find like different cappies around the park. Stuff like that made it really cool and interesting DLC. I think my favorite place was the NukaWorld refreshments, because I just like the level design of it. Basically, it was based off of like boat tours, where you get in a boat and then you go down like a river and you take a tour of NukaWorld, like the NukaWorld refreshments and how they make the NukaWorld bottles and all that. And I that was my favorite place, just because I really like that idea. So, yeah, I wish there was a little bit more places actually that were kind of like the NukaWorld refreshments, because some of the other ones, I think they could have done something really cool with, and they didn't, which I think is what a lot of people were kind of giving the game a hard time about, is that the NukaWorld DLC is really about bandits. Like, the NukaWorld's been taken over by bandits, and that's the plot. And I think that's what people have beef with, and I also have beef with. I don't mind the idea of bandits, but I guess what it is that you deal with bandits so much in the the original full game, and then you deal with bandits in Fallout 3 and New Vegas. You're always dealing with bandits, so I kind of wish they did something a little bit more creative and different with the bandits storyline than just bandits or a NukaWorld. Because it felt like they took the NukaWorld environment and just slapped like generic bandit stuff over it, so it looked like every bandit camp that you saw in Fallout 4. And I felt like they could have pushed it a little bit more. Like, they kind of tried by making like the disciples, just more than one group of bandits, and what's called the disciples. Like, their outfits were kind of cool and interesting and different, and so like they were cool and fine, but a lot of the other stuff just felt like it wasn't quite fully written and realized. It was kind of the weakest point of the DLC, in my opinion, was the bandits. I don't know, it just, like, they don't give you a lot of missions. Like, a lot of the missions they give you is just like put collars on people, and outside of that, you really don't do much with them. You don't really learn about them that much. Maybe this changes if you go full evil. I chose not to go full evil, but maybe it changes when you decide to kill, like, because I think like the main goal is to take over the Commonwealth. I guess if you go that route, maybe you get their full stories, but you don't really. Like, I don't know a whole lot about the bandit leaders like Mason or anything like that, which I kind of find disappointing. Actually, you don't really learn much about any of the characters. It just felt like a lot of it was like not quite finished. I didn't feel like quite a finished product. So, I don't know. I feel like the bandits I feel like they could have done something completely different. I think when I hear NukaWorld, I don't know. I kind of see where they're going. I think they're trying to take like the Disney World idea and then make it really violent and edgy, and I think that's fine, but then really push it. Like, I like the mascot Nira. Like, she's like the NukaWorld mascot, and she like, but they hacked her so she now cusses at you, and I think that's a good idea. But like, to push it even further than what they did, like there were good outfits. I again, all of the disciple outfits were really cool looking. I don't know how they see in their helmets, but the outfits are cool. And then one of my favorite outfits was the cowboy one, with just like the cow print. I thought that was amazing and brilliant. So again, if you want the outfits, then the DLC is great because you can go in and you get new outfits. That's the one thing I didn't like about the Harbor DLC was that there was a whole lot of that, and I like trying out new different things to look cool. So if you like that, go for it. Another big thing that I really liked was, I think my favorite part of the whole DLC is when the Safari, what's it called? Safari Adventure. You get to team up with an ape and this like hot Tarzan guy, and I like that. That's one of my favorite parts because I liked how goofy it was. However, the Safari Adventure was the most lazily designed and the most drab. Like, I felt like they could have done something really cool with the Safari Adventure, especially since I remember as a kid, and when I went to Disney World, I went to the Disneyland treehouse, and that was like so elaborate. I felt like they could have used it as inspiration. Instead, it kind of just looked like a dinky park. It just didn't quite really have a whole lot to it. But I did like that you get to hang out with the apes and like kill things, and I thought that was cool. Other like missions that were really cool was like trying to meet the NukaWorld owner guy. Again, like if you find all the Cappies in the world, you get to meet the guy who made NukaWorld. I like that mission. I thought that was interesting, kind of creative, so I like that. I also really like, there's like it's not really a mission, but you go into this place called the Mystery Haunted Mansion or whatever, and you go in and they tell you this creepy story about this little girl who killed her parents, and then like at first you think it's nothing, like the little girl doesn't really exist, but then there's kind of a twist to it. My only beef with that is that I thought I was going to be fighting the little girl, and I thought that would be really cool, but you don't fight her. So that was my only disappointment with that, but I liked that storyline. And I liked there's a few other things I liked about it was, and I wish there was more of this in the DLC, because there just wasn't a whole lot of involvement with the bandits, except for this one part where you go, like, you fighting super mutants, and then the disciples, like, some bandits would just come up and help you, and I like stuff like that, so I kind of wish there was more stuff like that, because the bandits just felt like they were just there, and they didn't really have a whole lot more to that. Again, maybe if you go full evil, maybe that changes, but for me, it just was like they're just hanging out, and that was it. And the problem with that is that, like, the reason why I didn't go full evil is because it just goes against the Fallout 4 character that I played. So what I was gonna do is do as much missions as I could, and then at the end just kill the bandits, because you can make that choice. You can just kill the bandits and get the good ending. The problem with that is that they made that really, really hard to do, almost like they didn't want you to do it, because the level design of the NukaWorld is not designed for you to kill the bandits. So the areas in which you're fighting them are very small. Like if you want to fight mags or whatever, they live in a small little hut, and you don't really have anywhere to run around. And same thing with like Mason. I'm trying to kill Mason. Like you're just kind of you're kind of crammed in this small space. It makes it very difficult to kill them or to be strategical and fight them in different ways. I had a very difficult time killing them. And in fact, I kind of gave up because, like, Mags, for instance, I was able to kill Mason, but then when I got to Mags, and I'll have clips of me doing all this random shit, but to try to kill them, but I would, like, shoot a Fat Man at her head, critical hit, and it would just be like nothing. It was just like a scratch. So after a while, I was like, I don't think this is doable. Like, I just don't have enough ammo to kill the three of them, because it was Lizzie something, I can't remember her last name, it was Lizzie something, then it was William Black and Mags Black, and like killing all three of them, like it took all 5 Fat Mans, and then I did missile launchers to their face and grenades, and I put mines everywhere, and I did nothing to them. It barely, I could kind of get their health low, but I don't know. It was so hard to do. Like, maybe if their character's just fully leveled out, but for me, like, I just like I got Fallout 4 to play the DLCs, so my character hasn't been like completely jacked out. It's like she has some things like leveled up, but not like, I'm not like decked out or anything like that. So fighting mags, I don't know if it's doable at this state, so which means I have to go evil, and I don't really want to go evil. So it's like that kind of made it just unbelievably frustrating. And it's like stuff like that, and like things like the level design, like there's certain areas where like they would just design the level around and make it very difficult to fight. Like there's this battle zone area where you have to fight this really hard robot, but they gave you like no room to fight this robot. Like you're stuck in this little shuttle, and it made it really difficult to really fight the thing in a fun way. And it's like there's a lot of levels like that, especially like the space area. Like they would just like have it so where you're tripping over things. I was like constantly stuck in corners, and it just made it a very frustrating experience. So overall, I liked the NukaWorld DLC. I played a lot of it, but I think that the main story and the bandits were probably the most frustrating part, and the part that I cared about the least, which is a shame because I think that's like the most like what they wanted you to really like, was being evil, but I really didn't care about it. It could have been done a lot better in my opinion. A lot more work could have put into it. But I mean, do I recommend the game? I mean, I would recommend it if you can get it on sale even. I enjoyed it for what I played. I really don't think it's as bad as what people are saying at all. If you just want to explore NukaWorld and collect things, and then I think the game's for you. I don't think it's better than Far Harbor. I do think Far Harbor is better overall. Mostly because Far Harbor just felt like overall more complete. However, I think the environments are definitely just worth it. It's just like a cool space to explore and to learn about. So I think I'll call this for the review. There's no more DLCs for Fallout, unfortunately, so I'm not going to be doing another one of these anytime soon, which is kind of a shame. But I'll see you guys next time. Hello guys, if you like this video, please consider checking out my game Vacant. It's free right now off of itch.io and early access. I would really love to hear you guys' feedback and comments and all that jazz. The link will be in the description if you want to see more.